Danny, thank you. And new at 6:30 tonight, Nevada Democratic leaders are taking issue with the president's rhetoric and policies that they say have hurt Latino communities across the state. But as 13 Action News reporter Astrid Mendez reports, some Republicans are fighting back, saying President Trump has been doing his best to help the community during the pandemic.
A failure. That's how many Democrats describe President Donald Trump's response against COVID-19. But others say he's doing a good job. COVID-19 continues to surge in Nevada. While the fight against the virus is both local and national, several Nevadans have taken issue with what they say is the president's disregard in the first months of the pandemic.
The president himself called a hoax up until fairly recently, and refused to take it seriously, still was calling for cuts to Medicaid, was still calling for the repeal of the Affordable Care Act to try to take health care from people during the middle of a pandemic.
As the mayor of West Wendover, he says that around 70% of the population there is Hispanic, the group that has been the most affected by COVID-19 in the state. Corona also points out that if more testing would have been done in March, containing the virus could have been much better.
There's different organizations and different entities doing the testings. All those tests come from the federal government. They are all provided by President Donald Trump, basically. So I believe that he's doing his best.
Republican analyst Jesus Marquez is a conservative Spanish language talk radio host. He's supportive of the president's policies during this pandemic.
I will argue that even though at first, yes, it was only the people who needed and who had symptoms were tested. Right now, everybody's being tested pretty much.
But Senator Cortez Masto criticizes the president for his lack of leadership when it comes to personal protective equipment, or PPE.
Because of its failure, it's left to the states to compete with one another to get the PPE. It's left the states to compete with the federal government, the states to go on the open market and purchase, and often come across price gouging to get access to the equipment and the tests and the chain supply that's necessary.
While the impact of COVID-19 continues not only in healthcare but also at the economic level, the cases of COVID-19 continue on the rise, which means that the fight against it is far from over. Astrid Mendez, 13 Action News.